it's good news with Dick Baumbach. I'm Jeff Heiser here with Mr. Baumbach, bringing us the good news for the week. How are you, Mr. Baumbach?
I am doing absolutely great and having a great, good week.
You know, we've been running this contest, and it's really been getting pretty interesting. You know, we're getting the right year, the wrong year and the right story, or the wrong story in the right year, I guess you could say it. We just haven't had the right combination yet. So you want to tell them a little bit more about this contest in case they haven't been tuning in?
Sure. What it is, these are news stories from previous years that are all good news. And the first person to either contact you or I via email with the exact year that these stories occurred, they would win an Apple gift card. And they contact me at spacecoastcityguide@gmail.com.
Or Talk Network Radio at info@talknetworkradio.com.
And again, I think this is to show people that good news has been going on for a long time.
Oh, yeah. There's over the last several weeks since we've been running this contest, there's been some really good stories. And this week doesn't look like it's going to be any different. It's going to be pretty good on the stories. First one you have is California woman gives firefighters a special thanks. Now, that title is...
Well, I'll tell you, though, what happened. A group of firefighters were at a Costco out in Bakerville, and they had some steaks, corn, watermelon, all ingredients, and they got a call, so they had to leave. They were right at the checkout when they got the call, and they left. Well, they came back with the idea that they'd have to reshop again, and an anonymous woman paid $223.25 for their food.
Wow.
And they left it at the front for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And all she said is that she thought that firefighters do a great job and they need to be respected and honored.
They absolutely do. I mean, think about it. Next to a police officer, these guys are running into burning buildings at their own peril, and it's...
Well, and this story, touched my heart because my dad was a firefighter in New York.
Yeah, I remember seeing one of the helmets that you had, a firefighter helmet.
That's right. My grandfather and my father.
That's... So do you follow what is the TV show that's on about firefighters?
I've watched it a few times. Yes, I have.
And how true is that?
True.
True?
True, yeah.
All right, the next story that you have is Everyday Hero provides shoes for those trying to get back on their feet.
Yeah, and again, this goes back to a younger person. Her name is Jules Columbio, and she is a female, and this hit her when the earthquake, hit in Haiti, and she felt really strongly that something needed to be done. So she went and she talked to some people at a dump yard, and they collected rubber and they made shoes out of it.
Wow.
And she started with her and two people, and then it went to 15, and now it's a company, and they now give shoes to people who need them if they're in a situation where they
now did she make shoes prior to this, or
no.
This is a really good example of when you set your focus on something. It doesn't matter if you know it or not. You can make it happen if you want to make it happen bad enough.
Well, and if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the person that made the bunnies.
Yes.
Haley. The same thing. She was
so focused on making it happen. Speaking of focus, this next one I remember when I first heard this one, and this one just hits me every time. It's a quadruple amputee, Travis Mills, stuns interviewer when he says, "I'm not a victim."
Yeah. And Travis lost his arms and legs in Afghanistan when a bomb exploded under him. And initially he told the medics who were coming to stay away because he didn't want them to get blown up. But they came, they took him out. He is a retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant, spent months at Walter Reed recovering, and but he does not want to be called a wounded warrior.
Wow.
He said, "I'm not wounded anymore.
Wow.
I'm fine now." And he recalled his comrades that were killed in the line of duty, and he also snowboards now, bikes, and recently jumped out of an airplane in the U.S. Golden Knights parachute team.
Wow. This is such a good story in so many ways because so many people feel that they're the victim.
Yeah.
And it's like when my kids were growing up and they would say things where they always kind of made it sound like they were the victim. I always came up with, well, it could be this.
Right.
And this is a perfect example. This is a guy that lost both arms, both legs, and he doesn't consider himself a victim.
Yeah.
It's all in the frame of mind.
And the thing is, to this day, he's been on a CNN series, and he says, "I am not a victim. I am a survivor, and I can do stuff, and thank you very much."
That's incredible. Yeah. Your next story is about border collies. And border collies help reduce E. coli on the beaches. Now, I don't know if have you ever had a border collie?
No, sir, I have not.
My neighbor had one, and I'm telling you, I don't know how they can get them to do this because these dogs are crazy dogs.
Right. Well, no, we had Old English sheepdogs and we had St. Bernards.
These dogs here are, I mean, they, I don't know when they ever sleep, if you know what I mean. They're all over the place.
They don't. Well, this is the public beaches in Michigan, and somebody decided to train them, and it worked. And
wow.
And the rest is history. And they started at a 200-meter section of beaches, and they just keep going back and forth. And medical people and scientists say they have cleared out the E. coli.
Wow. And now, does it say how many dogs they use?
Two.
That's it.
Two.
Holy smokes. That's amazing. And it's just like all those stories today and all those stories over the last, as far back as I can go, is just been amazing.
That's right. We won't say how many years.
No, I won't. But speaking of the years, you want to tell them one more time about the contest?
Sure. Okay. Anybody that gives us via email the exact year that these stories broke, the first one that we get, we will award them an Apple gift card. But you have to be the first one, and you either contact me at spacecoastcityguide@gmail.com or
Talk Network Radio at info@talknetworkradio.com. Well, Mr. Baumbach, another great week with another great series of great good news stories. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate this that you're bringing out to us. These are really good, feel-good stories. They really are.
And the thing that's so great about it, Jeff, is that these good news stories, as we know, normally every week we say, here's what's going on this past week. But what I wanted to show people is this has been going on forever. And it, like we talked about people who have mission to do things.
Right.
This is not just this week. It's
been going on forever.
Yeah, exactly.
People just do good things. Well, speaking of good things, you're going to be here again next week, and hopefully we'll have a winner by then. Until then, have a great week. Mr. Baumbach, and it's always a pleasure and a great time to have you here in the studios.
Thank you very much, Jeff. You have a good week, too.